It's a new month, which means we also have a new TBR list. I'm going to go through what I have planned to read in the month of March. We know I live in DELULU land because let's not talk about how many books I have planned for this month. However, a lot of them are audiobooks. So I think 10 or so are audiobooks. So that helps a wee bit. So let's just jump right into it. I am going to start with First Time Caller by B.K. Borzin. I am actually already reading this. I want to say I am almost halfway. I'm already almost halfway through this book, and this will be my first book by BK Borzin, and this also happens to be a TBR redeem from my live stream from a bestie, so I am enjoying it already. So this is the first book, and I want to say this is an audio. I'm going to try and go through and mention if it's an audio or not, if I remember, so please forgive me if I don't. This is going to be the first book of the month, and that is going to be on audio. My next book, we're going to try again, for sure going to be on audio, is book 2 in the Mistborn trilogy, and that is The Well of Ascension. We know your girl's been struggling with this. Brandon Sanderson is overwhelming me with his world building and details. I know some of us like that in fantasy. However, I just feel like I'm not quite there yet in my high fantasy era. So we're going to struggle through this. I'm trying again. Again, this is going to be an audio because your girl can't keep up. To be honest, your girl can't keep up. It's not that his writing is bad. I can't keep up. All right, so that is another book. We're going to go ahead and continue on with the Kings of Sin series, and we're going to be reading book 3 and 4 this month. And book 3 is King of Greed, and book 4 is King of Sloth. I am going into majority of these books blind. I don't know who they're going to be about. I don't know if we met the characters before or not, so just know that I know nothing about these. So I'm looking forward to continuing that series. Another series we are going to be continuing this month is the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. This is going to be Lover Revealed and Lover Unbound. Again, going into it blind. I just looked at this one. Apparently, Lover Unbound is going to be about Vicious, and Lover Revealed is going to be about Butch O'Neill, both of which I am very excited about, actually, especially Butch's story. Butch needs to catch a break, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to complete those books. It's a lot of series that I'm going through this month. The goal is to complete series this year, so here we are. Another one that I am excited about is continuing our Dungeon Crawler Carl journey. I'm going to be listening to book 3, which is the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook. These books are getting thicker and thicker. You know what I'm saying? But I do have the audio because it was on sale the other week, and your girl got the audio for this. So I'm really excited to continue this series as well. This book is really special because it is from a fellow bestie. I've been saying that I'm going to complete or continue her First to Fight series for the longest time. I am going to continue Alicia Justice's series. This is Second to Fall. I'm really excited to read about this one. This is Kyle and Lennox, I want to say. Alicia did let me know that this one is dealing with some very heavy, dark topics. They are military contemporary romances, so just know that that would be in the background. I'm really excited to read this book because I really love the first one, and I'm excited. So Second to Fall is also a planned read. Now that was it for my physical books that I have on my shelf. Let's go to the books that I don't have on my shelf. You guys already know from my previous video when I talked about books I finished in February, you know how I feel about Zodiac Academy. We're not going to talk about it again, but I am going to continue that series. However, we're going to be jumping to the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series. So I'm going to be reading the first 3 books in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, and that is Dark Fae, Savage Fae, and Vicious Fae. We're going to give it a try. We're going to give them a try. We're going to see if I like this series better than how I like the main series. I don't know. We're going to see, but we're going to try those 3 books out. Another series that I'm finally going to be finishing this month is going to be the Plated Prisoner series. I'm going to be reading Gold and Goldfinch. I'm going to be doing audios because they are on Hoopla, which thank you very much, Hoopla, your girl, for getting your girl covered with that. I've been loving it. It took a while to get that jump start in that first book and a little bit of that second book, but after that, the series really took off. So I'm really excited to go ahead and complete that series as well. A TBR redeem I have is Avalon Tower by C.N. Crawford. This, I'm going into a blind. I have no idea what this book is about, but I do know that the graphic audio is on Hoopla. So that is what your girl is going to be listening to this month. That is a TBR redeem. Another book, and I exasperate because I fear that I hope I love it. And I hope I don't get obsessed as much as a bestie is. I am going to be reading my first ever Catherine Cowles book. I'm going to be reading Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. That is, I believe, the first book in the Sparrow Fall series, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm really excited to get into that. I've heard amazing things about Catherine Cowles as an author and the Sparrow Fall series. So I'm excited to get that one started. It may or may not determine if I'm going to put that series on to our 26 to be finished series. So we'll see how that goes. I have another TBR redeem is going to be Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is going to be my first ever Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I've ever read. I've heard amazing things about it. I do have the audio for it because it is on Cloud Library, which is another audio book app you can get through your local library. So if you're not familiar with Cloud Library, please check your local libraries to see if they support that, because these free audiobooks, they help your girl read. So I'm really excited about that. In a moment, you're going to understand why I exasperated like that. I love you guys. I love you, besties. You guys are the reason why I get to do what I do. The support of the community, the new books, the new connections we make. It's amazing. However, Tony, you did me dirty with this one. So, Tony, if you do decide to watch this video, just know I'm calling you out. Tony did a free TBR redeem this month, and she gave me This Book is Alchemized. Was this ever going to be on my TBR? No. I never put it on my TBR, ever, because I had no intention of ever reading it. However, Tony decided to redeem Alchemized, so guess what your girl is going to do? She is going to use her one Audible credit to get the Alchemized audio, because that is a 36-hour long audio. I don't know when I'm starting it, but your girl's going to need to start it soon, because that is big. I'm nervous. I'm going into it kind of blind in the sense I just never had an interest. I heard great things. Besties that have read it loved it. I know it is a dark fantasy. That's all I know. And I know it's longest. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes for this month. I am excited about it, but I'm a little nervous. Just a little bit nervous. Another series that I am going to be completing this month, completing in the sense that this is the last book that is actually out, and that is going to be Chaotic by Chantel Tessier. You guys know I completed Madness last month, and I was on the fence of how I felt about it. I gave it a 3.5 rating, and just because there was a lot happening. So we're going to see how this book goes. I think we're following Cashton, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I get some answers about the questions I had in the last book, because it was a lot. I'm debating if I'm going to do the audio for that or if I'm just going to read it physically. We'll see how that goes. Another TBR we're going to do is Stinger by Mia Sheridan. I've never read a Mia Sheridan book before, so I'm actually excited to encounter a new author to see if this is an author that I'm going to enjoy moving forward. Again, I'm going into it blind. I have no idea what Stinger's about. I just know that a bestie redeemed it, so I must read it. And that's how it's going to go. So stay tuned for a review on that as well. And I want to say, oh, no. I got 3 more to do. Another TBR redeem. Y'all went crazy with the TBR redeems this month. Another TBR redeem is going to be Of Blood and Fire, and that is going to be by Ryan Cahill. It's book 1 of the series, and a bestie redeemed that. So I've never read a Ryan Cahill book ever. So again, I'm excited to encounter a new author, which is one of the reasons why I like doing these TBR redeems, is because I get to encounter new authors and step out of my comfort zone and learn about books that I've never heard about before. So I'm really excited about that one. I almost forgot about this brick of a book. This is also on my month TBR. This is Malice by John Gwynne. This is a bestie redeem. This one was the best redeemed from actually January. I finally got my hands on it. Thank you, bestie. And we're going to try reading this. I've never read a John Gwynne book. I did have their other series on my TBR, but for this year, just on it, which I think was The Shadows of the Gods. We going to try it out. We're going to read this brick of a book because it's huge. Again, going into it blind. I've heard great things about it. We're going to see if I can keep up with this type of fantasy because it's definitely giving me Brandon Sanderson vibes. So we're going to see if we like it. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, the last book I have on my March TBR is going to be A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. You guys already know I love me some Danielle L. Jensen. I've been reading, honestly, listening to The Bridge Kingdom on audio through Audible because all the books right now that are out are on there for free if you have a Audible subscription. If you haven't started The Bridge Kingdom and you have an Audible subscription, please take advantage because the series so far has been amazing. I love Danielle Jensen's writing style. I've been enjoying it so much. The characters, the plot development is crazy. I'm on book 3 in that series, which is Inadequate Air. It's been amazing. So I'm excited to get another Danielle Jensen book under my belt, and that is going to be A Fate Inked in Blood. And can we talk about her covers are always so freaking gorgeous. So I'm excited for that as well. So I want to say that's what, I don't even know how many books that is. That's a lot of books. That's what I do know. And some of them are thick, but I am excited and looking forward to seeing how many we could accomplish this month. I don't necessarily have an most anticipated read. I'm really excited to continue my series and finish out some series to check those off my list. It's been really fun doing this. What is your most anticipated read if you have one in the month of March? Are you reading any of the books that I mentioned? If you are, we can totally do some buddy reads. Please and thank you. As always, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys get notified when I post my next video. Don't forget to join our community, whether it's on TikTok or on Twitch or even Instagram. I'll make sure I link all those down in the description box below. And if you're looking for a small community where we are just as obsessed with books as you are and we can be cozy and a little bit chaotic at the same time, my Discord server is also linked in the description box below, so you guys can go ahead and join that community and meet a bunch of fun people who enjoy each other's company and enjoy giving each other book recommendations. I do not apologize for making your TBR longer. It is what it is. I think it's fabulous. But anywho, thank you guys again for tuning in, for watching, for your love and support. I truly appreciate it. And as always, y'all, happy reading. Bye.